5 reasons that you might hate Klamath Falls. That's what we're talking about. Stick around. Hi, I'm Darlene Humphreys, your Klamath Falls Realtor. It's no secret I am a big fan of Klamath Falls. I have enjoyed living here for over 2 decades, but there are some things about Klamath Falls that some people can't deal with. So let's discuss the things that you might hate about Klamath Falls and find out if they're a deal breaker or not. One of the biggest complaints I hear is that there is no commercial air service in Klamath Falls. If you fly a lot, you're going over to Medford, which is 75 miles away. It takes about an hour and a half to get over there. And there is fairly large airport over there that has a few different commercial airlines that fly in and out of there, but that's the closest commercial airport. Other than that, you're going to Bend, Eugene, Portland, over to Sacramento, down to San Francisco, down to Redding. There's options that are 300-ish miles away, but Medford is our closest commercial airport. And speaking of transportation, there is no interstates near Klamath Falls. The closest one is I-5 that runs up and down the west coast. There's another Interstate 84 that runs between the Washington and Oregon border. But other than that, those are the closest interstates. And again, I-5 runs through Medford. It's an hour and a half away. And another thing some people do not like about Klamath Falls is it is not a fancy town. People will ask me, where's the closest BMW dealership? How many Michelin star restaurants are in Klamath Falls? The answer is none. How is the country club scene is another question I'll get. So for fancy people that like fancy things, going out suit and tie dinner on the weekends, Klamath Falls is not that sort of town. And another thing about Klamath Falls that some people don't care for is the lack of shopping. There are plenty of shopping opportunities in Klamath Falls, but we do not have a mall. We do not have a lot of big department stores. We do not have a lot of chain shopping opportunities, no Macy's, things like that. But there's Bend, which has a lot of shopping. Medford obviously has a lot of shopping. You can go down to Redding, and those are all fairly comfortable day trips to make. But if your idea for fun is to grab your friends and go shopping all day on Saturday, not a lot of opportunities to do that in Klamath Falls. And the number one thing I hear about Klamath Falls where people write it off is that it's fairly isolated. Medford is the closest city. There's lots of cultural events that happen over in the Medford, Ashland, Jacksonville area, but you've got to count on 2 hours to get over there for those. Bend is a fairly large city. There's lots of stuff that goes on in Redding. But then for a big city, you're going to Portland, San Francisco, Reno, and those are all about 300-ish miles away. So there's a lot of feedback about the isolation of Klamath Falls, that there's a lot of little towns dotted around Klamath Falls, but as far as like one town blurring into the next, and so then you go out to the suburbs, and then you're into the next city, not in Klamath Falls. You drive out of Klamath Falls, and there's a lot of nothing for a while, and then you get to the next city. So isolation is the number one thing that people tell me is the reason that they are not considering Klamath Falls. So those are the 5 things that you might not like about Klamath Falls, but I happen to be a big fan. So if there's anything I can answer for you, give me a call. Thanks for joining me.